Hello, all you weak, pitiful humans. Welcome to my humble abode. I haven't had such company for a very long time. I'm greatly looking forward to eating you. I haven't had such company for a very long time. It's been a while since I had a meaningful conversation with someone. I suppose I should introduce myself in a bit more detail. This is Jerry, Terry, Gary, Larry, and Scary. I also have 6 dogs coming out of my waist, but they're very shy. Don't take it personally. Their names are Yippee, Yappy, Skippy, Scrappy, Zippy, and Zappy. And don't mention the Loch Ness Monster. He's nothing compared to me. You know, I wasn't always a monster. A long, long time ago, I was a beautiful naiad, a water nymph. I had a great life, very peaceful and quiet. But then Glaucus, a sea god, got interested in me. In fact, I think I still have the ring he gave me those years ago. But you see, Circe, that witch who turns people into animals, she was already in love with him, so she got super jealous. Honestly, I would have let her have him, but he had a disgusting fishtail. But he would hear none of it. So she poisoned me, turning me into this repulsive creature. Although Glaucus was terrified and ran away screaming, so I don't have to deal with him anymore. From then on, I survived by eating men and sometimes seafood. I was lonely and miserable, shunned and feared by everyone. No one really understands me. Underneath this hideous skin, I'm still the beautiful naiad I once was, except now I have to eat people. But no one wants to spend time with me or do anything nice for me. That is, except for my best and only friend, the giant whirlpool Charybdis. We had the same diet, so we decided to team up. She positioned herself in the middle of the sea, and I took up residence in the cliff nearby, so that anyone trying to sail past us had to face either her or me. And it works perfectly. No one escapes without losing either a dozen men for me or the whole ship. Life's been pretty good since then. I have a good supply of food and an easy life. I used to hate eating people, but I'll admit after a few thousand years of doing it, it's become somewhat enjoyable. I still sometimes feel bad, but I have 12 mouths to feed. But then, about 2,600 years ago, Circe decided that she hadn't done enough to me and decided to once again mess with me, this time by sending a famous hero named Odysseus to visit me. It was pretty clear he was heading for me instead of Charybdis, so I hid myself, ready to ambush him. I was pretty hungry that day, so I was planning on taking at least a dozen men. But then my mother, the river nymph Crates, came and told me I should only take 6 of Odysseus' men. Well, you know, her being my mother, whom I hadn't seen in a while, I grudgingly said yes. When they sailed past me, they were going very fast, but I was much faster. Odysseus was on the deck of his ship, waving his puny little stick at me and yelling, but I just ignored him. Greek heroes are pathetic. And then Charybdis provided a distraction for me, and I pounced. I took 6 of the men. I let the rest sail by unharmed, even though I was still ravenous. But man, those 6 men were good. Most people don't realize how many flavors humans come in. Some are juicy, others are dry. A few are crunchy, but most are chewy. And sometimes they are sweet, and other times they're sour. But Odysseus' men were they're perfect. The only problem was digesting their armor. Line. Oh, yeah. Now, you all look like you come in a wide variety of shapes and flavors. I'm greatly looking forward to eating you. But I'll finish my tale first. So after Odysseus left, I asked my mother why she'd only wanted me to take 6 men. And she said that Circe had told Odysseus to tell her to tell me not to take more than 6 men. And I was so mad. Why must that little witch continue to harass me after all she's done to me? How dare she mess with my business? Well, I vowed never again to let that Odysseus escape with his life if he decided to foolishly return to my domain. Any friend of Circe's is an enemy of mine. Although he did return, little fool, or so I'm told. Apparently he came back floating on the splinters of his ship. I later found out he had some trouble with Helios, the sun god. Apparently some of his men ate the sacred cows. Anyway, Charybdis said she tried eating him, but he jumped up onto a tree floating above her and hung there until she quit. But I didn't see this with my own eyes. I didn't see it because Zeus, who I guess favors Odysseus, blocked me from seeing him. So once again, I missed him. And now, I was mad for weeks after that, and I hate Circe more than ever. No, that can't be. Oh, what luck. You witch, I've been wanting to eat you for years. I think I'm going to eat you last, make you cower before me as long as possible. I can't wait to eat you. I do not feel bad about eating you. I think I'll draw it out as long as possible, I think I'll even let Scary eat you. He's been eating a decent meal recently because me and Charybdis have been having a harder time getting food for multiple reasons. First of all, hang on, sorry, Larry says he's hungry. I think I have a snack around here somewhere. Here he is. Yeah, this man was from a ship Charybdis sunk a few centuries ago. The humans never figured out where it went. They say it's lost, but Charybdis just ate it. Now, where was I? Yes, right. The reason it's getting harder to find food. Well, first of all, the ships have gotten better. Now they're these big, hulking metal structures that make it much harder for Charybdis to sink. And they're so fast. I mean, I thought Odysseus was fast when he sailed past me, but that was nothing. These just fly past me like an arrow. It's really hard to get more than 6 men before they're gone. And they've even found a way to sail in the sky where I can't reach them. Even Scary can't reach them. Second problem is that they are much harder to attack. Back in the old days, all they had were long, sharp sticks and pointy flying twigs. Now they have these tiny pellets that go really fast and they hurt a lot, and these big exploding spheres that hurt even more. I mean, eating humans was never exactly fun, but now it hurts too. And lastly, my supply of seafood is diminishing. Back in the old days, if I ran out of humans to eat, I could always eat seafood. It was never very good, but I could survive on it. But now they're becoming less and less common. Charybdis says it's because the water's warmer, which the sea creatures don't like. But I don't know, it's getting harder and harder to eat every century that goes by. Oh, would you look at that? There's a giant ship coming. I can feed me for a few centuries. You should feel thankful for this, humans, or you'd be my next meal. And this doesn't mean I'm not eating you, sirs. I'm sorry to end this monologue, but I really can't miss this one. Goodbye.